Really want you to stop asking yourself, is someone into you? Do they really like you? And start paying attention to the energy they're putting into you and if it's making progress. So today's video, I'm going to go over 3 signs of basically he's not that into you. He's not that serious about you, and things that you can look out for. One thing I want you to always keep in mind is these are useful tools to look at. It doesn't mean that if someone exhibits one of these signs that you need to run off. It's something to look out for and pay attention to, and then make an informed decision based on how they're reacting and the energy that you're feeling. But basically, number 1 is an inconsistency in communication and energy. And what that means is maybe like one day they're really into you, maybe you go on your date and they're talking about future dates and you feel a real connection and there's a lot of communication that day, and then maybe the communication drops off for 2 weeks. Um, and you're wondering, you're like, I had such a great date, but where did they go? They disappeared. Should I text him? What should I do? I really liked him. And one thing I want you to think about is when that communication drops off, that's saying something. If someone really likes you, they're going to, if they get busy, they're going to text you and say, "Hey, I really loved our date, but some things have come up in my life and I'm not able to connect and I'm really disappointed." They're going to let you know that they want to see you again. So if they're dropping off in communication, if they text you again in 2 weeks, they're really not putting in a lot of effort. And I'm not saying with any of these things that you need to be like, "Oh, well, they're doing these 3 things. I need to drop them off." But you sure can match your energy to theirs. Go live your life. Don't focus on this person. So, their energy might change as well. This is another thing to look out for. If maybe you can just feel an energy shift, like they're super excited and then the energy just totally changes and you're left wondering what's going on, what happened, like they're not communicating to me the same way they were before. I think a lot of times in dating, if if you just realize that it's like you don't have to continue guessing, you just continue on with your life. And I think with the right person, you're mostly going to know that they're very interested in you and you're not going to be guessing all the time. And if there's a huge energy shift without an explanation, it might be saying a lot. And I'm not saying that you never have to consider this person, but maybe go do your own thing for a while and see how it goes. It very possibly could be like someone that just is not that serious. The next thing is someone who's reluctant to discuss the future with you. For instance, if they're like talking about their best friend and how hilarious they are, and you say, "Man, I really hope I can meet him someday. He sounds like a hoot, like he's a hoot to be around." And he's like, "Yeah." Like, if it's an odd feeling, an odd vibe, likely they're not thinking of this long term. And it's just something to keep in the back burner. It just could be something awkward with his best friend. He may be like, "Oh God, I don't want to scare her away. He's a little out there. But it's just something to keep on the back burner and an idea and a possibility that maybe he's not interested in a long-term commitment if that's what you're looking for. And then finally, the third that he may not be that serious is you have this intuition, like a deep feeling that it's not going anywhere, that you're kind of stuck in the same spot. Something to pay attention to, like, for instance, when I was dating a few years ago, I felt like a lot of the times I would get in these perpetual conversations on a dating app that wouldn't go anywhere. And I started to really like consider that as a like kind of you're in this perpetual, it might be someone who's just looking for a continual conversation. They're not really looking to meet. Or maybe they need a clue. But it's something to look out for, to trust that intuition. This is something I do with a lot of my dating clients who are looking to get into real relationships, committed relationships, and quit this vague, like back and forth, and like a lot of finding a lot of men who just aren't serious. Looking out for these cues. But another thing is really focusing on your life and growing and progressing and keeping yourself busy. And I don't mean like pretending that you're busy and playing games. I mean trying new things, going out and working out and being healthy and reading books and hanging out with friends and like having plenty to do and understanding that these are signs and it's something to pay attention to, that maybe it will not progress, and that's okay. You deserve to be with someone who likes you, who is capable of telling you they like you. And a lot of these things could be signs that it's nothing, and it could be signs that he's not very serious. And it's just something to pay attention to. And this is Mindful Monday today. I'm keeping it a little short and brief. And I also wanted to bring this new program I have for you. It's called Dating with a Purpose. You can get it on CoachCarollee.com. I'm super excited to bring it to you because it's really about getting rid of these vague, situationships and not understanding, and really when you're into looking for a committed relationship, finding that man who really wants to commit to you. And it's an exciting program. Again, go to CoachCarollee.com. You can find it there, and I'll see you next Mindful Monday.